Well, the time is just headed to 23 minutes to 6, and as we head towards the time of iftar in Johannesburg, we know that there are many iftar initiatives that take place right across the country, and one of the most famous one is the Buka and the Bo-kaap, and this is now a community, the Boeka out in Cape Town, a community that is united in so many ways, in more ways than one, and community that is known for its togetherness, considering that the first masjid, the Owl Masjid, is also situated in the Boeka area. And they've got this community spirit, the sense of togetherness. And this is an initiative that will be taking place on the 31st of March, which is Buka and the Bo-kaap. That is exactly how it is actually termed. And we're going across now to be joined by one of the members out in the Boeka. And it's always an absolute pleasure having them with us. And we're going to now join or link up, I would say rather, with Brother Shafwan Lobsha, just to take us through this initiative and this Boeka community collaboration. Brother Shafwan, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Shukran for having me.
Yes, Jazakallah to you for your time, and we trust and hope that you are enjoying a wonderful, a spiritually uplifting Ramadan, inshallah, my brother.
Inshallah, shukran so much. Yeah, really, it's been a good few days so far, blessed few days so far, and I hope everything is going well your side as well, and for the community and the Ummah at large.
Inshallah. Right, let's talk about Buka and Bo-kaap. You know, I actually like the ring to it, the tone to it. It just sounds so good, you know, and I'm sure that looking at the community of Cape Town, looking at the community of the Boeka area in particular, and going back for a very, very long time. This is a community that has got its roots in terms of, being a very united community, a community that has been through a lot. And I'm sure the atmosphere, the Ramadan atmosphere, must be a wonderful atmosphere out in that part of the world, Brother Shafwan.
Yeah, no, definitely, brother. You got it spot on. Boeka. We all know the heritage, the Islamic connotation linked to Boeka. It is the home of the first masjid, where Islam spread from throughout South Africa. So having said that, that is exactly what we're trying to achieve with the Buka. If I can give you a slight reminder and maybe a slight history of the Buka. So in 2018, we know there was this heightened awareness around developers and gentrification in Boeka. In 2018, we were at a pinnacle, if I can call it like that, of protesting against these types of effects in Boeka. The very Islam, the very heritage that we're trying to protect was literally under threat, which it still is basically. And just to give you a slight history as to that is actually where the first Buka stemmed from in 2018, where we actually formed held a Buka as a form of protest against these effects of gentrification and develop encroachment in the area. And I mean, from there, it just spread throughout the community, throughout Cape Town, throughout South Africa. But that's exactly the essence of Buka. Obviously, it's got the unifying aspect of it, especially during this month of Ramadan. But it was also initially a form of protest against that very threat that we are mentioning and that we try to preserve in the Boeka. I mean, Boeka is one of the very small communities that still upholds this tradition of Ramadan in the sense of you have to ensure your neighbor has something to eat. So you still see the kids roaming around just before iftar, just before Buka, running around taking little plates of food or cakes, whatever it might be, to the neighbours. And I mean, those are the type of things, the lived heritage that we're still trying to preserve in Boeka. And this is what we're just trying to achieve via the Buka, the unifying aspect as well as the heightened highlighting of preserving this heritage in Boeka.
Well, this is such a rich heritage, actually. And I think, every time when one actually goes to the Boeka or drive through the Boeka, as I had done in December, and, many tourists come and they just see Boeka outwardly. They see the colorful homes, and basically that's it, a few photo shoots, and we've been to the Boeka. But the Boeka means a lot more. And, I had the opportunity of actually driving up the hill, going right to the top. And I must say, Brother Shafwan, that it's one of the most fascinating sites of Cape Town, that one can actually get a view from the top of the Bo-kaap area. And as you drive through, you see the people, you see the togetherness. And Ramadan is extra special in the Bo-kaap. In fact, my engineer just put a message out on the screen and wants to know, what is Buka, Uncle Innie? So I said, that is the iftar in the Bo-kaap, So this is exactly what it's all about. And really, that for me, each experience in the Bo-kaap is just fascinates me a lot more every time I visit that place.
Yeah. And I'm sure, Brother Nat, every time you're going to come, you'll probably experience a different feeling. It's something that you have not experienced before. And that's exactly what we're trying to explain to people. They always ask us, why are you so passionate about the Buka? What is it about just preserving houses or land? But that's exactly what it is. There's a lived heritage, there's a lived experience attached to Boeka. That if you in the area, if you live there, if you're born and bred there, even if you like yourself, if you visited there, it captivates you in some sort of way. And that just, I think, just speaks testament to our forefathers that actually walked those streets. So you come back to your point in terms of the tourists, they're just walking through the cobblestones, the colorful houses, take a few pics, and that's it for them. They experience that. But the people that lived in Boeka obviously feel a different sense of attachment. So that's their testament to our forefathers. These cobblestones, these pebble roads, these rock quarry rock roads. These are the very streets that our forefathers, like Tuan Guru, used to walk through, and that's where Islam spread from. So that is where I think our passion is driven from. That we need to preserve this piece of land for future generations to experience that same sort of nostalgia, that rich heritage running through its bricks, and its cobblestones. It's for everybody there to experience that same type of emotions in visiting Boeka.
Yes, Brother Safwan, I'm just going to put you on hold. I'm going to play out a few ads. And when we come back, I'd like to delve a bit more into the mass iftar that is taking place, the logistics, organizations, what is likely to happen. So we'll just put you on hold for now, and we'll get back after playing out these adverts.
Inshallah.
Connect and stay ahead with Salam Media. This is Salam Media, coming to you live from South Africa.
The Turkey-Syria earthquake is among the deadliest earthquakes of the last century. Thousands have lost their lives, and large areas and cities and towns in southern Turkey and northern Syria have turned to rubble, leaving huge numbers of residents with very little or nothing at all. Al-Imdad Foundation's emergency relief team is on the ground providing life-saving aid. The people of Turkey and Syria desperately need your support. Donate online at alimdad.com or call 0861 786 243 for more information.
At Sentio, our Invest for Good philosophy is based on a genuine desire to use our investment skills for the benefit of broader society by investing responsibly, giving charitably, and developing talent that will transform the investment industry. Visit www.sentio-capital.com for more information about our Sharia investment products and start saving with us today. Sentio Capital. Invest for good. Sentio Capital Management is an authorized financial services provider.
Send food and send kindness to those who have lost their homes and have been plunged into poverty. Those who are a meal away from starvation. A food parcel means an entire family can eat this Ramadan. That's the power of food. Donate now to Islamic Relief.
This Ramadan, spread the love with Sunshine D margarine, the perfect addition to your seri table for spreading, baking, and cooking. Sunshine D is rich in essential vitamin A, E, and D, and is the tastiest way to get their day or night started. Sunshine D tastes nice, no lies.
Connect and stay ahead with Salam Media. This is Salam Media, coming to you live from South Africa.
Yes, we continue with the broadcast at around 11 minutes to 6. In 11 minutes time, the time of iftar will be in Durban. So Durban, your time is at 6 p.m. Up here where we are, it is 14 minutes past 6. And obviously Cape Town iftar will be a lot more later. But we continue making dua that this is a Mubarak time. The time between Asr and Maghrib is a time that we need to cherish. Let us not forget. Let us continue our recitation, our askar. Let us continue seeking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy, His blessings. Let us continue making dua, and that special dua just before the time of iftar, before the sunset. That is a dua that must be made. Inshallah, Allah will grant us acceptance for all these sacrifices that we are making in this month of Ramadan. But we continue with Brother Shafwan Lausha this morning. We're talking about an initiative called Buka and Bo-kaap, and that is taking place on the 31st of March. And just to give us a lot more information on the iftar or the Buka itself, Brother Shafwan, yes, I've seen the poster. It is taking place on the 31st of March. Just take us through the Buka, and I know there are one or two programs that you're going to be having, and just looking at how this community comes together in contributing to make this event a huge success.
Yeah, exactly that. I think the community does come together in the droves, definitely. So logistically, it besides a few road closures and getting official permits maybe to close the roads and official traffic assessment or assistance, that's about the only major logistical nightmare, if I can call it that. But other than that, in terms of the Boeka, I cannot express my gratitude towards the community of Boeka, the individuals, the residents, the businesses in the area, because logistically they make it so much easier as everybody comes together and just contributes. I mean, with the experiences that we've had over the years, we literally sit with an excess of resources in terms of food, whether it's halim, soup, acne, what savories, what we always have in excess, and then we're always in a position to provide to other areas on the night, like other areas that might need it. So, alhamdulillah, we say to the community. Logistically, there's quite a lot that happens, obviously. Like I said, in terms of road closures, the city does play along and do their part. We've got wudu facilities that is provided, toilet facilities that is provided. So, alhamdulillah, that is covered by the city, and the procurement of that is also covered by some of the individuals in the area. So, like I said, alhamdulillah, we can just say shukr that the community always comes together and just I cannot say this is my event. I'm organizing it. It's definitely a community initiative and collaboration by various entities and individuals in the community that just makes it happen on the evening. On the evening, we can expect some traditional Cape Malay weekends that is always big on the draw card. We have some Nasheed groups partaking as well, and then obviously the Quran. I mean, it is a month of the Quran, so that is foremost of on our agenda. But you can expect that food and halim and savories, all of this will be provided by us. So we just implore the people to come out in the droves like they have previously. It's open to all walks of life, religions, race, etc. Everybody's most welcome.
Well, certainly, and also, looking at what is exciting, and you mentioned that they've got a number of programs, and so there is going to be a build up to the iftar time or to the Buka time, Brother Shafwan. So all these activities, the nasheeds that you speak about, the dhikrs, the recitals, all of that will take you straight to Maghrib when the adhan is sound, and then obviously it's a time for iftar. So also at the same time, like you mentioned, is there's so much food, and I'm just looking at your poster here. I'm looking at the banner that says, "Bring along something for you and your neighbor. Food and soup will also be provided."
Yeah, we always encourage the people to uphold that main aspect of Ramadan. It's a time of giving. So we do invite you, but we also expect you to it's not a must, but we do anticipate you to maybe bring something for yourself and for your neighbor, because that it's the time of sharing. But like I said, we are so fortunate, alhamdulillah, that there's always an abundance of nourishment and food that's going around. So alhamdulillah, in that aspect, we're very fortunate that we can provide for everybody. Yes, there will be these nasheed groups, the recitals, the dhikr is all the build up to Maghrib, to the main track, the climax of the day, obviously to the Buka time. But we've experienced, while we're setting up in the roads, closing up, laying the seating arrangement, putting up the sound or putting up whatever, it seems like it's that nasheed, that Quran recitals, that dhikr creates an ambience, that is, it's there to be experienced and felt. Last year, if I can give an example, we were very stressed about the wind, Cape Town's famous southeaster. It was going crazy that day, but the moment we set up, we were very worried, is this event still going to take place because of the wind, the strong southeaster? But at that time of setting up, you have this recitals, you got the dhikrs going, and then it just alhamdulillah created a sense of peace, and the wind sort of almost started to die down a bit, and it only came back after Maghrib again. So I think it's just an experience to be felt. So alhamdulillah, that is what's taking place. So we're looking forward to it on Friday, inshallah.
Well, inshallah. And more or less, how many people normally attend this Buka, Brother Shafwan?
We're looking definitely in the excess of more than 300. So in anything from 250 up. So there's quite a lot of numbers, quite a lot of people that's coming. But alhamdulillah, that's exactly how we would want it. It's a sense of unity, a sense of belonging, a sense of inclusivity. So everybody's most welcome, and I think that just creates that create the ambience where everybody feels they are most welcome and to indulge in the Buka.
Well, Jazakallah khairan so much for that, and shukran for your time with us this evening. We certainly are inspired by your story, by the story of the people of the Bo-kaap. And as you mentioned, this is where Islam had actually spread from in South Africa. So to all of us Muslims living here in South Africa, there is always this connection that we will have with the Bo-kaap. This is the connection we will have with masjids like the Awal Masjid, and this is the reason why we look at Islam and how Islam is actually spread to South Africa, and why why it is observed in the manner that it has been observed. Alhamdulillah, the unity that we see manifesting itself in Ramadan, the universal brotherhood, as we will also see, inshallah, once again, and sisterhood on the 31st of March at this Buka. We wish you all the best, Brother Shafwan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And please remember us in your du'as.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Shafwan Labsha was us this morning, which brings us straight on to 5:57, and we are heading for the time of iftar in Durban, which will take place in around 2 minutes from now. Johannesburg, our iftar will set in at around 14 minutes past 6, and that is the time when we will play out the dua. But for now, we're going to go for a break, and we'll be back.